Talia,
Hi.
this is a 2-day trip for you,
Yes.
plus 2 back.
We might try and make it today.
Okay, tell everybody where you're coming from.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Albuquerque, New Mexico. The coolest thing, well, there's a lot of cool things in Albuquerque. You know better than I do. But on the way to Albuquerque, the Big Texan, the steak ranch.
That's not
Free 72-ounce steak if you eat it all.
That would never happen with me, but okay.
Oh, I love the steak ranch. Anybody else been to the steak ranch? Apparently Talia has not been to my favorite place in the world.
I have not.
Let's talk campers.
Okay.
That's something we have in common.
Yes.
So how did you find us? All the way out in Albuquerque.
Right. So during the pandemic, I have wanted a vintage trailer for many, many years. During the pandemic, we started homeschooling one of our kids, and we were doing a curriculum on the frontier and tornadoes. So I thought, well, why don't we travel? I couldn't find a vintage trailer near us. So I thought, we'll travel, we'll find one. We went all the way to Missouri to get a Tolo, but the guy who was selling it didn't tell me it had been turned into an ice fishing shack. So it was completely rusted on the bottom, but he had many other campers on his property. We brought a Scotty home with us.
Great.
We tried working on it, and that's how I found your videos.
Oh, okay.
I was watching some of your videos to try and learn. We attempted over a number of years. My husband can attest to some happy times and some tears, mostly on my part.
Sure.
Until we got to the point where we realized it was not going to happen.
You know, you can get lost in how cute and how sweet a Scotty is and not realize that just the effort to get that drop down right is just, can be difficult.
When we bought it, it looked like it needed some help, but it didn't, you couldn't tell how destroyed the walls were.
That's the Scotty.
Until you took the skins off, and then the wood was just crumbling. So your videos were wonderful, but beyond our skill, although my husband did a lot, but it reached the point where then I contacted you and said, hey,
we want to stay married, and we'd like to have a camper at the same time.
Yes.
Well, that's great. That's great. We're so glad. I think you are our first customer from New Mexico. So we're really getting pretty broad range. So we're so excited. 'Cause I've been to Albuquerque. I've been to New Mexico. Been to Roswell. Really like it. The white sands.
White sands are amazing.
Yeah. Surfed down them.
Yep.
And so that's my surf look. Yeah. Back to campers. You've only seen a few pictures.
Right.
And a few videos.
Right. I stopped watching.
So, what are you hoping for? What are you expecting?
Oh, well, we talked about this, that I had wanted to paint the inside, and you talked me out of that into wood. Just the few pictures that you sent me, I think it's going to be beautiful. I'm hoping you liked the change from amber shellac to a different color. I think the outside is going to look, I don't know. You said something was different about the paint.
Well, you gave me several ideas for a stripe.
Yes.
I threw them all in the trash.
Okay.
And I made my own design.
Okay.
And so, hope you like it.
I mean, I've just been so impressed with the videos that we watched that I'm just expecting it to look like those, but different, because it's not a white like the
this
one
is
that we're looking.
This is different completely.
Okay.
Because we use that zigzag pattern from Max Aluminum.
Of the aluminum color.
Right, and it is just the pattern is different than anything we've ever done.
Yeah.
So, enough about all of that and the steak ranch and surfing. Are you ready to go out and look at your camper?
I am.
All right, let's go.
Super excited.
All right, Talia, you really haven't waited too long, but I think you've waited long enough. Go ahead, take a look at your Comet.
Wow. Oh my God, it looks so good. I love that. I love
What's that?
the new design. It's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
It is so beautiful.
Well, let's start right up here at the front. I'm glad you like that stripe because I was telling your husband earlier, we have had several people in here since it was finished.
Yeah.
Every comment was, it's the best stripe they've seen on a camper.
It's so awesome.
So here is your,
Okay.
it's yours. You don't have to take pictures or anything right now. Here's your 6-pin wiring, all brand new, your new safety chains. I used your Roadrunners.
Awesome.
And this is, Chris Abbey built this for us. Let me undo this. I usually have that ready, but I was too busy surfing.
Right. That's what you do with.
Now don't look inside yet.
Okay.
You just kind of look off to the side. I'm just going to put this up here so you see kind of how it's cool. I guess I should have dried that when I washed it for you, but that's okay.
Oh, it's so pretty.
All right, now that's the junction box for your 6-pin. Over here is your solar. And instead of electric outlet right here, you know, we put the solar in here. Now here's your 30 amp in that I talked you into.
Right,
Someday you'll thank me.
We have a couple reservations that maybe have electric this summer, but most do not. But
Well, you'll always have a light and an outlet.
Yes.
And it's resale. Jim was on me. He said, "What about resale,
Right,
Rob?" And I said, "Hey, I do what the customer wants, not always." Watch your step right here. Okay, just the lights, they were all rebuilt. This is your water out.
Yep. We'll just run a hose from that.
Right. And your hubcaps. And then I color matched down here.
Awesome.
Brand new tires. This is the key to your box right there. Oh, and just, we'll figure it out later. Oh, and these bee highlights.
Are so cool.
Those, I just could not put these on here.
Yeah.
I went through all the lights that I had and I said, this is screaming for beehive lights.
Yeah.
Now, if you stand back just a little bit, look at this big rear end. Is it not just the coolest Can-Am ever?
It is.
I was telling your husband, I love this camper, if you can't tell. I do. I would keep it if you let me.
It looks
Just the way it
so
comes
good.
out. So cool. All right, enough about me. Got your 2 LED tail lights and for your license plate.
Yep.
Again, completely rebuilt the window. Then we'll come around out this way, rebuilt window.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Kind of a nice shot, isn't it? From this angle.
That's amazing.
Then your other little road runner right here. Your handle that you wanted. And we'll talk about that outside light here in a minute.
Yeah.
So we'll come in here. Go ahead and just take a quick little look. It's your camper. You can go in.
Beautiful. Oh, this looks so good.
All right, well, let's start up here. This is your electric light that we rebuilt from a gas light. So you'll at least have that when you're plugged in.
Right.
This is your solar controller.
Okay.
And all the solar is under here. And there's your electrical outlet. Now, when we and there's a little bit of storage under here, you can access it by moving that or right here. Now, when I did your 12 volt, I was going to try to redo a bunch of vintage lights, but then the camper started telling me, I want to be vintage, but I don't want to be old.
Okay.
If that makes sense at all.
Yes.
So I got puck lights.
Yes.
So watch this. So there's that one. And at night, whoa, yeah, and the moonlight, okay. Then we'll come over here, and this is where,
oh, okay,
and you can have room for more if you want, but that's 7 gallons of water that you'll want to put in, and this is the hose. So we did that. Now, what about these on the angle?
Are beautiful. It's super cool.
And here is your owner's manuals. Make sure you read all of those things. There's a lot to it. And this guy.
The fan.
6 speeds, front and back. That's on 12 volt.
Awesome.
And then I put 2 of these under here, just in case you're going to be working hard. New sink.
All 12 volt.
Yes. Everything you're going to see is
Okay.
ProVolt except those two
Except-
things. Yes.
Wow.
And so then just you'll hand pump that.
The water.
And this is a door handle we'll talk about later.
Okay.
And just some space right here. Go ahead and I did save that for you. Go ahead and look back there and see how we put the wings on the back right there on the side.
Some extra little storage.
And I did not put a shelf in the back because I did not want to suffocate you.
No, these are perfect. Perfect. This looks great. It's so pretty. It's just.
If you look under the bed, now this is a 54-inch bed. That is more storage.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you can access it from the
the other-
outside, the baggage door.
Yep.
Under your kitchen counter here. The wheel well was in the way, but I used this to block it off so that you still have access and you could put whatever you want to put in there.
Yeah, that's lots of
Let's look over here.
Okay.
All right. Well, this is just a lot of storage, and I
Right.
did the same thing down here. I put a little lip on it, kind of like down there,
Yep.
so you could put some things in there and right there without it being,
Right.
a whole lot of trouble. And this chain, oh, do you see that? That's
Yeah,
off of
is
your
that-
camper.
Awesome.
Just a little touch, a little soul back in the camp. And then this chain right here turns off and on that outside light,
Oh, the porch
the
light.
porch light.
Okay.
Right. And if it's not bright enough, you can always just change the bulb to a bigger bulb. Let's switch places with Russ, and
Okay.
we'll have a seat. Oh, what I didn't tell you. Now here's your 12-volt outlets,
Okay.
two, and I think, no, those are just outlets. Over here, 2 outlets. And so back here will be an outlet and a dual USB, so you can plug your phones at night or
Excellent.
whenever you want.
Excellent.
I like your choice of this and this. I
Yes.
thought that it looks vintage, but it doesn't look old. So we were on, the camper was talking to
Yes.
both of us.
Yes. It looks really good.
Is that window big enough?
It is. Does this one open or no?
No, it does
Okay,
not.
That doesn't, but the others all. And
This
there's
one
three.
does, that
Okay.
one does, and this one does. The other side back window does not open.
Okay.
I had to match those two. That one was just completely tore up, but I salvaged what I could.
Right.
Got you a matching window. It just doesn't open.
At least we've got the other, and that fan
Yes,
is
absolutely.
wonderful. It looks really, really beautiful. It just looks so good.
If you had to choose one or two things, what would they be?
I mean, the wood looks beautiful, just the way.
Way
you
better than
did it.
paint, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
I chose the handles on my own.
Right.
Did
right.
you like them?
I do like them.
Okay,
I
good.
do like them.
They are vintage,
There you go.
but they're not old.
Right. Right. Yes. No, and the silver kind of pulls it in with all the trim that's around, and oh, I'm so happy. Thank
Oh,
you.
I am glad you're happy.
Thank you. It's beautiful. You can't really tell on camera just how pretty it is.
That's the way I am. You can't tell on camera how pretty I am.
Right.
You just
Right.
got to see me
You
in
know.
person.
Right.
Yeah. Be that as it may, we've got a little bit of paperwork to do, and we're going to let these folks get on their way back to Albuquerque with a stop at the Big Texas.
Right. For
Got to have lunch.
yeah,
Meat. It's a state ranch. All right, we'll be back in a couple of days with something really cool that you're going to love.
For sure.